I became too small for the ministry. Anymore.
And then I have the, all for the ministry. Last minute.
Thank you very much. It is Shukna. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be here on an official bilateral visit. We meet very often. Actually, we met just 3 days ago in Vienna in international multilateral occasions. But it was very important for me to pay an official bilateral visit to Cairo to revitalize our bilateral relations, and it will be very important for the whole of the European Union that we will manage to do so in the coming months. With an intense work, we are going to restart on all the different levels of our cooperation. And that is why, on bilateral level, but also to discuss the region, I will be very pleased and honored to have a meeting tomorrow with the President. And I have had the chance not only of meeting my good friend, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, but also I've had good meetings today with the Minister of Interior, when we discussed mainly about security, counterterrorism, migration, mobility, and the rule of law, but also with the Minister of International Cooperation and the Minister of Petroleum when we signed an agreement to finance connecting households with the gas pipeline with a 68 million euros grant to Egypt. I also thanked him for the fact that Egypt has hosted the most recent preparatory meeting for the Valletta summit that is going to take place in 10 days from now in Malta to tackle, as you said, the irregular migration flows, but also better coordination and cooperation among European Union and Africa on other aspects of the migration phenomenon, including legal migration, including the support to the countries that are hosting refugees. And we know that very well. Most of the countries in Africa, in North Africa, are doing extraordinary efforts, including Egypt, that, let me recognize it with respect, is hosting a large number of refugees on its territory. And in Valletta, we will also look for ways to better support the efforts of these countries. Coming to our region, and when I say our region, is because I mean it. We share a dangerous area of the world, a dangerous sea. The sea in itself is not dangerous. Human activities around it are quite so. We tackled the 3 main issues the Minister described. Libya, that is number 1 on both our agendas. The common work we do there to try to ensure that the different Libyan parties take the responsibility to unite in a national unity government, and the respective support that we can give to a national unity government in the moment it is formed. We have discussed our common work also to solve the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians. We normally refer to the process as Middle East peace process. We are now in a moment where there is still a Middle East, but a complete lack of peace process and peace perspectives, and we are both very much and commonly engaged in trying to, first of all, stop violences on the ground and give a political horizon, first of all, to the Palestinian people for the creation of a Palestinian state able to live side by side in peace and security to the Israeli one. And I would like to thank the Minister and Egypt for their strong commitment to this file. We, as European Union, have insisted a lot in this last year, in my first year in office, for, on one side, a revitalization of the Quartet initiative to bring peace in the Middle East, but also and especially to have a systematic involvement in the work of the Quartet of 4 key Arab players. First is Egypt, second Jordan, third Saudi Arabia, and fourth the Arab League. We believe that these four regional actors can play a very significant role to have a substantial peace process back in place. Last but not least, we also exchanged views and a little bit of plans on how to proceed on the common work we have on the Syria crisis. We together took part in the meeting in Vienna. We will continue to work together in trying to find the way to start a political process in support of the UN Special Envoy Staffan de Mistura, with which we are constantly in contact. And I reassured the Minister about the EU full commitment in trying to facilitate the presence of all the relevant players in the region and internationally around the same table. I believe the meeting we had on Friday was in itself a major achievement that can open the way for a political process and a solution to the conflict. But you would allow me to say one word also on your second question, because because it was something on which we have been, as European Union, working a lot together with our American and Russian partners and obviously the UN. Something for which we have worked a lot and something that we consider extremely helpful and useful. The fact that finally we have different regional players around the same table. The final statements we all shared after a complex, as a journalist would describe it, frank, open and constructive process of 8 hours is substantial. It is not the solution to the war. You would not expect a meeting of 8 hours to solve a war of 4.5 years, but a substantial first step that can open the way for a real political process that can bring the solution. This is the European assessment of the results we had on Friday in Vienna. On Libya, let me say that the European position, and I think we are together in this, is that first of all it's in the hands of the Libyans to take responsibility and decisions for the future of their country, and that this is the moment for them to unite. All the forces that are ready to take responsibility for a country that can start again to be rebuilt. Libya is full of resources, natural resources, human resources, that has a crucial geographical strategic position, relevant for Europe, relevant for Egypt, relevant for many other countries in the region. And the international community and the regional community, all the neighbors of Libya, are now passing the same message, that the deal that is on the table, that is the process, that is the result of a process that the Libyan have animated and have managed to shape, is now on the table for endorsement of the relevant parties. And it is now their responsibility not to miss this opportunity. And then the regional and international community will be there to help, is there to help and to support in partnership. I don't see regional differences in this. I don't see international differences in this. Obviously, different players can have different perspectives, but I see a regional and international unity in encouraging the different Libyan parties in this moment to unite, to fight terrorism, to give peace and security to the Libyan people that deserve it. And let me say one final word. The European Union has supported in many different ways this process. One of this has been through our support to the municipalities and the mayors of Libya. Those that are first-hand contact with the Libyans. Not the Libyans that are involved in political processes, but the ordinary citizens. And what has always impressed me a lot is that the mayors of the cities and the municipalities are the first ones to tell us, our people are tired, our people deserve to live a normal life, finally. And I believe that we are all united in this, to ask the Libyan relevant players, all of them, all those that are willing to engage in a democratic process in Libya, to take responsibility, unite forces against terrorism, and guarantee to the Libyan people a normal life out of war. I hope this answers to your questions. Thank you.